Hello and welcome.
Hi.
Alright, let's do this. Let's educate ourselves and everyone else on the etiquette of converting. No. Educating.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna about how to educate your friends and family about your amazing vegan, raw vegan, paleo, macrobiotic lifestyle.
Because it's all about life, isn't it?
Hey now, it's not about that.
It is for some people.
It's nothing like that for me. Speak for yourself, bro. Anyway, so the do's and don'ts. Let's quickly do this. I would say don't assume people, like when you go to someone, you're like, hey mom, hey neighbor, hey, don't say, I know what your goals are, what you want, and what you need. Like, don't do that. That's bad etiquette. Don't tell people you know what they need. Instead, ask them what they would like in life. And open-ended questions.
Weave their dreams into your plan.
Pretty much. Yeah. It's like you go in there and you're like,
be happier if you cut out all that steak.
No, don't start like that. No, you have to. No, it's Mark. What would you like in life? I'm serious. What would you like in life?
Pet badger.
All right, I already know what you want. You want to build instruments, right?
Maybe.
See, now you're on the defensive. I didn't tip you off. Nobody tipped you off. You're just an asshole, and you know what you need?
Veganism.
Yes, that's what you need, asshole. All right, back on track. So you start with, now assume that the person doesn't know that this is on your mind. Oh, so how you start, don't post a bunch of shit on Facebook, because then people will see you coming. It's true. So let's imagine I don't post anything on Facebook, and then Mark, who doesn't know that I'm really pumped about what I'm into, I walk up to him and I say, hey, like do it casual, and then what will you say back?
Oh, I didn't see you there.
Oh, hi. Hey, what have you been up to? And then they like say something cool, and then you just act like you're listening until they stop talking, and then you say, oh, cool. Well, I'm just kind of curious, like what it is you're into, like what's your goals? And then what would you say? If you had no idea, like just genuinely, what would you say?
I'd have to think about it.
Okay. And then what you say to that is, that's interesting that you have to think about it, because I used to have a slow brain too until I either cut carbs or added carbs. I can't remember because that's not relevant to the conversation, but that's what you do. You weave it in. So don't tell them what they want, ask them what they want, and then somehow their wants align with your wants. Right? Am I saying that right?
Sure.
Okay. Would that work on you if I did that right now?
No.
Okay, well I'll try it when you least suspect it. When you're more susceptible. Okay. So, number 1, just to recap, don't assume people's wants and goals. Instead, ask them, what their values are. Okay. So, another thing is, if once you kind of hook someone, let's say I was like, hey Mark, what are you up to? And then you're like, I'm up to all this cool shit. And then you're like, enough of that. Would you be interested in eating clean? And then what would you say? You would say, hell yeah, I'm interested in eating clean, because I can tell you'll only be my friend if I say yes, Yeah. So you want to continue being my friend, so you're going to say yes, because you like approval. Oh yeah, and you have low self-esteem. You have low self-esteem, you need approval. Well, your laughing makes you look confident, but we know otherwise. So you say you're interested. Now, the number one thing to do is you've got him by the balls, folks. Do not screw this up. He is open to your suggestion. So, the don't is don't screw up your opportunity, and the do is, okay, let's rephrase that. So if he says, yeah, I'm open to this thing, I'll go gluten-free for a week, and then like on Facebook he's like eating like 10 pieces of pizza in a picture, and it shows like 10 minutes ago, and you're like, motherfucker, you're not committed, you don't know what's up, you're not one of us. So instead of confronting all of the times they're not compliant, do not talk about their lack of compliance ever. Never do that. Instead, celebrate every time they are, they're willing. Like, they're willing to have the conversation. Celebrate that shit. If they're like, hey, I ate like 10 bananas like a minute ago, you go ahead and celebrate that and then zip it. Don't mention anything else after that. So this is not an all or nothing. If you're like, hey bro, you ate 10 bananas, but like now you're gonna be hungry in a minute and then you're gonna eat a pizza, like, don't do that. Don't do it. Okay, so that's bad etiquette and good etiquette. There's info in there. Just break it all apart, read between the lines. Number 3, there is numbers to this. Mark, let's say you want to confront me, like you're like, oh my god, you're eating way too much, I don't know, something like totally not clean at all. Maybe it was from the dollar store, maybe it was from the thrift store. The thrift store, anyway. And you want to convince me that you know something that's way better, and you know I'm just an asshole. Like, you're ready to just like spell it all out. Here's some etiquette on how to go about that and how not to go about that. So don't oversell it. Like, don't give me like 50 speeches on how amazing it is, how good for you it is. What other ways do people oversell shit? Like,
I would just say, hey, meat is murder, right?
Yeah, don't do that either, asshole. And then I unfriend you on Facebook. Don't do that. What you can do is you can undersell it. You can be like, not give eye contact, and you can be like, yeah, there's this thing, I think it's cool, but I'm not sure. And in your mind, you're like, this is the only thing that's fucking cool. But you gotta undersell it. You gotta play hard to get. You gotta be like, these veggies are not for everyone. This shit's exclusive. But you also gotta act like you're too cool for school. Like, I might be vegan. I don't know. No. I might be paleo. I don't know. No. What else? I might be a breatharian. I don't know. You just like undersell it. So act like it. Here we go. Act like the person you're trying to sell it to might know more than you. Like coach them into some shit. Like if you're like, hey Melanie. Well, I don't know why you talk like that. Hey Melanie. And then you were like, I hear that bananas are good for, and then you like act like you don't remember, and then I'm like, potassium? And I do it with upspeak, and then you're like, oh my god, yeah, that's amazing that you knew that. And then like before you know it, you're telling me to just eat bananas all the time or some shit. Does that make sense? So don't oversell it, at least not in the beginning. Don't talk about like 50 books, 50 documentaries. What else? 50. What else? What are some great ways not to oversell some shit? And it is, don't post shit all over your Facebook. Would you agree that that's overselling it?
Yes.
Okay, well, thank you for that well-descriptive yes. Let's move along, guys. Move along. Oh, yeah. Part of overselling it is making it too personal. Like, if I go up to you and I say, hey, Mark, your balls are going to fall off if you keep, like, sauteing your cigarettes without coconut oil. You really you really need more coconut oil. And then now it's personal. This is like you. We're talking about you and your man parts, right? It's totally inappropriate. Don't do that. Like, again, just play cool. Like, play like you're like Danny Zuko in Grease, and just act like you don't care. And even though you know you care, and people will totally fall for that shit. Context. When should a person like, what are the do's and don'ts? Like, when is it appropriate? When is it not appropriate? What is the appropriateness of etiquette? There's always a time and a place, but there's always also not a time and a place, right? Like, when is the time and place? And when is not the time and place?
While they're eating.
While they're eating? Like, if they're eating a juicy banana, don't be like, hey, carbs are dicks. Dickwad. You start calling names, start getting really offensive. Yeah, this shit's aggressive. Don't do that. There's never time for that, especially when someone's eating. Like, don't corner someone like they're going to the bathroom, and then you're like, hey, and you stand outside the door and you give them a speech and they can't leave. That's bad. That's in that context, like when they're trapped, is rude. When is a good time to talk to somebody? On Facebook? Should you tag them in all your shit? Like, every time you find a documentary like that tells you that bacon for breakfast is the best thing ever, is the only, you need bacon on every meal. Bacon on bacon, bacon on bacon, right? Like a bacon, maybe you find bacon recipes and you start tagging people left and you know, is that etiquette? Good or bad? Is that the do or don't? I can't remember. I think it's the don't. I think it's the don't. When else? Other than tagging people, there's no other context. When should you talk to somebody? Like, they have cancer, they're on their deathbed. That's a good time to mention it. They're open to all sorts of suggestions. Do you think you should? When? There's gotta be a time to fucking mention it. I know there's a lot of times you shouldn't mention it. I'll get back to that one later. Alright, so we've gone through 3 things. Don't assume people's values and their goals, but do ask them what their values and goals are. Meet them where they're at. Don't beat them up instead. Let's not overcomplicate it or oversell it or make it personal, because that shit's rude. Boundaries and context. There's a time and a place. We're still going to figure out when the time is, but we have figured out there's a lot of times it's inappropriate. All right. Is that everything for now?
Sure.
Okay. Peace the fuck out.